CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. Today we're on the main base. The main base didn't really work out for us too well yesterday, but either way, we're going to have some fun in today's video. We'll talk about warships a little bit. And yeah, so we're going to have some fun today. And first, let's start off over on the warship side of things. So the season's come to a close. I'm hopefully parked at this point. We haven't really moved down that much. If we go to the very bottom, what are we sitting at here? I remember, you know, even just like a few months ago, it used to be you had to get into like low 24 on these seasons. Now it's like mid 23 is like totally okay. So, yeah. 12 in the Canadias, which is cool. So let's see what's working for some other people. 150, so all the stats, of course. This is a pretty standard base, nothing too crazy going on here. Let's go to the top-ish section of the leaderboard, Mr. Shiroku. I don't know, yeah, these guys probably aren't playing anymore. They're all parked for the rest of their lives. That's kind of a fun-looking base, but that's also not true. And let's see, is anybody still playing here? That looks like kind of an old base, so he probably parked super early. Maybe let's get out of the legendary guys. And let's go to like high 25, maybe some players that are still going, like this guy. Or it could be cheating, just exchanging stars with everybody else, I don't know. But yeah, so if you guys didn't see yesterday's video, we talked about the final tech that you need. There's really nothing much more to say. You know, just get everything else. Like, there's no order at the end of the season. It's just whatever you can pick up is good. For what I've got left here, I would probably go bombers first. If I was using bombers, I'd probably go with the bomber boost over heavy choppers just for the damage. We don't need any more health on the heavy choppers, and they don't do much damage. Then I would go gunboat energy, critters, barrage, artillery, and this stat node or building node, and yeah, nothing really else to pick up from there. So yeah, that's what I would do in this situation, and attacks are going to be the same. You know, nothing much is really going to change on that front. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the season. We can talk about the season a little bit. We'll do like a full recap once it's actually over, because I don't know if I'm going to have to go back in yet or not, so maybe my opinions will change on some things, but for the most part, I thought it was a pretty good season. There wasn't a ton of low points. There wasn't a ton of like fizzle grossness. But I felt like there was enough defense to make the attacks fun and not just like like I gotta, you know, push these 7 inputs at like 6 milliseconds and be perfectly on point, you know, and then beat my opponent who got like a 341 and I got a 339. You know, those attacks suck too. I find the extremes on either end are not fun. It's got to be somewhere in the middle, and I felt like this season was pretty much as good as you could get in terms of like a balanced tech tree. Like, I really didn't have that many issues with it. The squad leaders were new, and they turned out to be a ton of fun. They were very strong, and they really changed the entire dynamic of the tech tree. Now, what I will say is I don't want to see, you guys can agree or disagree, but I don't want to see squad leaders in every single season. I think it's cool to mix them in sometimes. Did we have negative nodes this season? I think they took them out this season, right? Yeah. So that's good. The problem is when you get all this new stuff and you put it in the same way every time, because that creates the initial problem with warships where, you know, it's heavy rush at the beginning into, you know, similar metas towards the end. The fact that they have these different types of things that they can throw in or not throw in, like we didn't have Rodero this season, that's great. We don't need to have Rodero every season. We can, you know, we don't need to have squad leaders every season. And they worked really, really well, especially in kind of a back to the basic style of tech tree where it was, you know, kind of a heavy rush at the beginning. Well, it wasn't really heavy rush, I guess it was, I forget what we were using. I think it was heavy Zukas, and some players even got Kavan really early. But it was really cool to have the separate flare. That was a lot of fun. So I think the squad leaders were an ace. They hit it out of the park. They were very good. addition to warships, and I look forward to using them in future seasons, especially now that we know how they work. We can make, you know, more interesting decks around where it's like really hard to flare them to certain areas. So that's going to be cool. And yeah, no major, you know, no major issues. I did find that the critter launchers were pretty much useless this season. I don't know if they need to be buffed a bit, but they used to be such a menacing defense. Like, it's just weird to me how they went from, like, stopping everything to, oh yeah, I guess, you know, critter launchers here, throw them out, whatever, and you don't think about them again. Especially with a heavy chopper bomber. But I feel like they have to be that way, because if they're any stronger, then it's like I just said, like they stop the attack, which is, you know, that's not fun either. So maybe they're all right where they're at for right now. I don't know. I don't want to harp on stuff. Like, you don't need to change stuff just for the sake of changing stuff. I hope the team understands that just because, you know, there hasn't been balance changes in a minute. You know, there's definitely some broken things. Like, I don't know if we want squad leaders to be able to flare under sky shields. You know, maybe some troops that suck, that we just never use and always skip over, could be buffed a little bit so we could actually use them. Or they would be at least a viable option at some point. Or they're the only thing that's available and it's not, you know, torture to use them. Those kind of things. Yeah. So overall, you know, I thought this tree was pretty balanced. It was pretty balanced. It wasn't really amazing and it wasn't really bad. It was just, I'd say it was pretty good. I'd give this season like a 7, maybe even an 8. Just for everything working and kind of flowing pretty nicely together. No major issues on either end of the spectrum. But you guys let me know in the comments. You can agree or disagree. That's totally okay. I want to hear your guys' opinions as well. Not just about what the chicken thinks. So that took a lot longer than I thought I was going to ramble on about this season. So we got to make up for yesterday. And I can actually attack player bases. But it's a lot easier on the maxed offense account than it is on anything else. So let's find some, I guess we'll do the NPCs first. I got a lot of progress done recently on the main base. It was during the, I think it was the last Mega Crab, which is kind of just around the corner. Shut up, Hammerman. Yeah, during the last crab, I boosted all my resource statues, and I was just using this loader that I've got here with the Scorchers, Bombers, and Laser Rangers, and got just a ridiculous amount of progress done on the base. We didn't get it quite maxed out just yet, but I got the armory finished. We got, we'll go over that after, but let's take this stuff. I got so many NPC bases we got to get out of the way. Yeah, I think the two best changes that they've come out with for Boom Beach in the last few years was the NPC destroy button and the 3 times attack button. Those have been fantastic options. So we're gonna go here, and let's go like that. Shock, shock, and there we go. Kavan died somehow. Oh no, Kavan. Wow, I couldn't even keep up with that. The 3 times mode, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Wow, we got over 1 million gold there. That guy had a ton of loot. That was pretty sweet. We forgot to collect our chests. So many chests to collect. We got 3 in that one go. Very nice. So yeah. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. We can upgrade this guy. But yeah, we almost got to level 80. Almost there. A few more things to upgrade. We can check our... These are the events. There's the Sculptor's Idol. Okay, we can do that. Thank you. Attack Blackguard. No, thank you. Mercenary Base. Okay, cool. So we've completed everything. That's actually a handy little guy. It makes it very efficient. So, anyways, guys, kind of rambling today, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Don't forget to use the code Chicken Shop. We'll see you next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.